Hello, friends. Now that the exam fever is going to be end, and we are going to start with our exams on 26th. So, here are some guidelines for writing the examination. We all have been given a lot of information and the steps to follow, what is to be avoided, what is not to be done. I'm not going to talk about anything about your paper, exam, or anything. And talk overall things that you all guys have to follow. The first important part is you have to observe. Many times it has been observed that during board exams, average students do well. Why? Because they have studied well, right? Because you have to trust yourself. You are giving 100% of yourself during the board exams. But be confident and not overconfident about whatever you know. Believe yourself, keep the ability of understanding yourself, and give the answers properly. Do not ever fall prey to any kind of malpractices happening around you. Focus on what you have done. Focus on what you have read. Focus on what you have practiced. Other everything are just not to be mattered, because that's going to help you to get your next level of scores. As you're coming near to the exams, you will be given a lot of pressure from your parents, relatives, friends. You might be seeing your other friends studying, and you will have a lot of pressure on you, right? Cool down, guys. Have a nice time for yourself. Sit down, calm yourself, do a nice meditation, listen to your nice songs that you like. Refresh your mind every day at least for 15 minutes. This is going to help you focus on your studies. Remember to perform to the best of your capabilities, and you're sure to get the good results. Try to keep growth oriented mindset, which means you are going to think that yes, you're going to achieve what you're going to get, because you have given a lot of studies. You've been studying for this term 2 exams since a long, and it's like now people are feeling that, oh, once this exam is over, I'm just going to go and relax. Hold on, hold your chairs. Your exam is yet to start. You're supposed to do it. So give your best for this. Don't think about what's going to happen later. Right now, think about what's going to happen now. Okay? Because your now will help you to go and refresh your mind later. Revision. You have done a lot and lots of revisions. Yes. But remember that when you are giving your exams, you have a good amount of time between the papers. So revision of all subjects is must. It's just not for maths and science. You have to revise for the other subjects also, whichever you have opted. The main subjects or the optional subjects, revise it, right? So by doing the revision, you can always look, or you can find out something that you have just removed it from your site, and then you have said that I will do it later on. So at this moment you come to know that, oh, this was missing. This topic which I have not done is missing, and I can do on it, or I can at least read on it because I have some time. Because sometimes it's like a telepathy, or you can say a way you can think. It's, you go for the paper and you said, oh, I just read it at the last minute and the same topic has come over here. Yes, that happens many times. So, needs do proper revision. Now this is all about what's happening on the revision before that, and that's we are just 2 or 3 days left for the examinations, and now the exam day. So on the exam day, the reading time must be given or used wisely. When you get the paper in your hand, you're given half an hour to read your paper. You're given 10 minutes to fill your answer sheets, and you're given the paper. They have not asked you to write anything on things. You have to read your question paper from the first question to the last question, the section wise. This will help you to understand which section you are comfortable with, and you'll be able to solve it first. Divide your timelines of the paper accordingly. So for 40 marks, you have 2 hours of timeline given to you. So divide your time correctly. The ones you know quicker are supposed to be done within first 30 minutes or max 45 minutes. So the later halves you will be giving time to those which you need to think, because you still have to read the or recheck your questions in the last at least 20 to 25 minutes. So you have a very stipulated time to answer the questions. Keep in your mind the words like enlist, illustrate, reason, explain, or enumerate. Underline those words in your question paper, so you will not miss what they are exactly asking. Okay? The reading time given to student is provided so they think about the answer structure and how to attempt rather than wasting time before writing. So before writing, when you're going to write the paper, the question you're reading, and then you start writing, you are thinking and you lose your time. It's going to fit. The time that you're going to get to read your questions is the time when you're going to judge the answer or revise the answer in your mind or recollect the answer in your mind, which will help you to answer correctly. When you start answering, write the questions to the point as per the weightage given to you. Remember, if the question is for 1 mark, you are not going to write 7 or 8 lines in that answer. That's not going to be sufficing, or fruit, you will not get the fruits out of it, you will not get the marks. It's ultimately a 1 mark answer, right? Be precise. If it's going to be a 1 mark answer, which means you have to write 1 or 2 lines, not more than that, and be precise. Don't elaborate. Don't write a big essay on it. No, the teacher knows what is given to them. The teachers or the examiners who are going to check your papers, they have the answer keys to each and every question. They search for the keywords written by the students on the in the paper. So while you are going to write the papers, write the keywords the way they have given in your text sheet. You have to answer it accordingly. Okay, students are advised not to over explain short answer questions. It can lead to shortage of time. When the long answers come, you don't get the time. So when there is short answers, be precise. Just write the answers, finish it off. After completing the paper, so before the paper, while you are doing the paper, and now after completing the paper, you have to think, you have to remember that you need at least 25, 20 or 15 minutes to recheck your paper. You are not going to submit your answer sheet without rechecking to the examiner. Once the paper is gone into the examiners and you are not going to get back from them, then you are asked to go out of the room. So take time Take the paper, look at each and every answer that you have written. See whether you have missed something or not. While you're rechecking it, underline the keywords which are important for that answers. Your paper presentation matters a lot. This will help you to find out any silly mistakes you have done or not. So you can correct it at that moment. Because once the answer sheet is gone from your hand, you are never going to get back to it. Okay? So revise as in check the paper before you submit it. All the students, very, very important. Keep your handwriting neat and legible. Legible is the proper size, right? Just not some write bigger. They put two fingers spaces between each word so that it looks it's going to be a bigger one. No, don't do that. Write it precisely, properly, use the spaces properly. Don't write very big, don't write very small, no more spaces between the words to show that you have written a long. Avoid doing that. Don't put lot of, because of that you will feel that you're going to attach a lot of supplements. Attaching supplements is not going to work over here, students. You have to be doing a usage of papers. Those who are going to correct your paper, they have very limited patience and a time also. So as soon as your questions, as soon as your exams are completed, the papers go to the examination in enormous numbers. One teacher has to check 1000, 2000, 5000 question paper answer sheets coming in across from every different locations. Okay, they do not have that much patience. So if you're going to, while checking, I told you that you need to underline the keywords. That helps the teacher to look at your paper and give you the mark. If your handwriting is not correct, they will just look at it, give random marks and leave it. That's not acceptable. You have studied a lot, you have given a lot of yourself. Don't ever do it. Take time, improve your handwriting. So to improve your handwriting, don't lower your speed of writing the question paper. That way also your time will be wasted. You might have studied now very well. You know how is your handwriting. See that it is readable, right? Remember, handwritings will fetch you good marks. Your presentation of paper is going to fetch you good marks. If you don't do that, you will not be able to, though you know the answer, you have written it down, but the teacher or the examiner who is going to read or check the paper is not understanding what you have written, you lose your marks, right? So give time to read the paper before you start writing. While writing, write it properly in a presentable form. Before submitting, read it, recheck it, and then only submit. This is going to fetch you more marks. I don't want to say much about the marking schemes and all the things. You all are aware of it. The blueprints, the marking schemes, which lesson has how much weightage, and all the things you've already known about it. But these are some of the key points which you need to understand and read or get that point. So, good luck for your exam and do the best and come out with flying colors. Thank you. All the best, children.